For this video, we wanted to discuss the Category 3 filing statement that needs to be included with the Form 5471. So up here in Section B, we have the category of filers, right? So check all the boxes that apply. Remember that John here is a Cat 3 filer. If we go back to the slide here, when we talk about Cat 3 filers who qualifies, it's a U.S. person who acquires stock to meet the 10% ownership requirement. So this is John. Or it's a U.S. person or a shareholder that becomes a U.S. person during the year, right? So if you have a non-resident shareholder and let's say they move to the U.S., they get a green card, they become a U.S. person, that's a Cat 3 filer. Or you could have a U.S. person that's a shareholder that sells some of their stock to get below this 10% threshold, or we have the foreign captive insurance arrangement. So if you have a Category 3 filer, in addition to doing all the schedules required here, right? So Cat 3 filer needs Schedule A, B, C, and F, G, G1, and then Schedule O. Part 2 specifically. In addition to doing all those, a Cat 3 filer must also attach a statement which evidences or highlights any kind of debt that is incurred between the related parties, right? So if we look at the Form 5471 instructions, we have additional filing requirements here. This is page 6 of the instructions. So Cat 3 filers must attach a statement that includes the amount and type of any indebtedness between the foreign corporation and the related persons. And then the statement also must include the name, address, tax ID number, and number of shares owned by that related person. Okay, so that's where the Cat 3 filer statement comes into play. So if we go back to page 1 here, you'll note that in the ID numbers section, we have a statement 1 attached. So it's commonplace to reference the statement number 1 here. The tax software package that we use does this automatically for us. But if we look at statement 1 here for a Cat 3 filer, statement 1 has the Cat 3 filer details, right? So we have shareholder name, John Q. taxpayer, SSN, and then his address, and then we have the details on the debt. Now in this example, again, because it's a very straightforward example, we don't have any related party debt. Nevertheless, you still have to include the statement. So that's why we've included the statement 1 here. So the type of debt, you can put NA or not applicable. The amount of debt, leave it blank or just put 0. You can enter 0 there. That's fine. And then the number of shares that are owned by this shareholder. So 750 shares is what John owns. And so we've indicated 750 there. So very straightforward, but again, it's required, right? So you need to make sure that you include this Cat 3 filer statement. Otherwise, the Form 5471 is not going to be complete. Okay, so that covers it for this video. Let's move on to the next schedule.